All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about our power rotation. Everyone has a power rotation in their watch collection. To give you the origin story, the superhero origin story of my power rotation as a watch collector, I want you to understand I'm a baby boomer. That means I was born between 1946 and 1965. I was born in 1961 at the tail end of the baby boomer generation, and I grew up to be a watch hobbyist. Don't you love the sound of that? A watch hobbyist, doesn't it? It just sounds wonderful. Oh, isn't that nice? So-and-so is a watch hobbyist. How respectable. How nice sounding. He's a watch hobbyist. Well, oh my God, to be honest, a watch hobbyist doesn't really capture my relationship with watches. I'm someone, how can I say this? Watches hijacked my brain in 2005. It's really a brain hijack. And one of the salient features of my brain hijack is that all of my watches, according to my wife at least, they look the same. And that's because I have a hyper focus on diver watches. And so my power rotation, and by the way, I love the fact that we use language like power rotation. Some of us grew up with Power Rangers. We could just call it rotation, but we have to add the word power. I think it's because deep down we know we're kind of powerless under the throes, under the fever swamp, under the intoxication of this watch addiction, this brain hijack. Oh wait, it's not a hijack, it's a watch hobby. Isn't that nice? So-and-so has a watch hobby. So my power rotation, the Seiko MM300, I love it when you guys say, oh, it looks small on your wrist cam. Come on, man, this is an anchor. This thing is a beast. Anyways, the Seiko MM300, my Seiko Tuna, my Captain Willard, which is coming back for my third rebuy. I think it's coming either tomorrow or Thursday. My Seiko Gray Sub, which is the SPB143, and my Umera, which is the SLA021. My wife thinks all the watches look the same. Could be. My power rotation reveals my hyper focus on something that's very specific, diver watches. Now, I'm a baby boomer. You can actually trace the origin story of my power rotation to being a kid growing up in the 60s and early 70s. I had a power rotation when it came to eating cereal. The cereal in question was Captain Crunch, made by Quaker Oats. So I loved Captain. We all did. All of us baby boomers, we loved Captain Crunch. We loved Captain Crunch plain, which was in my power rotation. Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries, Peanut Butter Captain Crunch, Quisp, Quake, and King Vitamin. These were all the same cereal with a few tweaks. I mean, it was all a corn-based cereal sweetened with brown sugar flavor, and we loved it, and it was my power rotation. My mom tried to get me to eat other cereals like Fruity Pebbles and Count Chocula and Count Dracula, Frankenberry. Sugar Pops are okay, but come on, man. At the end of the day, I'm a diver watch guy. I'm a Captain Crunch guy. And my hyper focus on a cereal is very parallel to a hyper focus on diver watches. I'm deluding myself into thinking I'm wearing something different or eating a different cereal when it's really the same thing. I think I'm comforted by the familiarity of something that I'm hyper focused on. To understand the psychology of this power rotation on the same type of thing, you need to look at a person, a certain archetype. And I'll call this archetype, this person, divorce guy. The divorce guy. We all know this guy. He divorces and remarries 6 times. 6 times he's remarried. And we're all looking at these wives of his. They may have different names, but they're the same woman. Look the same, talk the same, act the same psychological profile. And this guy, divorced guy, he thinks every time he divorces and remarries, he's changing his life. When in fact, it's the same. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. And I think that's how we are with our power rotation. I think we like the feeling of change when we're really not having change. I think that gives us a sense of false hope. So my thesis that I'm presenting to you is that some of us live in this illusion, and I'm comparing the power rotation of my watches with the power rotation of eating Captain Crunch. Some of you will object to my thesis. You'll say, McMahon, this is ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous video you've ever made. I'm unsubbing. I'm gone. First of all, McMahon, you can't even compare the glory of a watch to Captain Crunch. What the heck is that? Who does that, man? You're out of your mind. You've jumped the shark. You're done. And you know, I'm going to make a counter-argument. Here's my counter-argument. If you grew up in the baby boomer days like I did, you will understand that Captain Crunch was huge. It was the iPhone of cereal. Captain Crunch dominated the cereal space. We didn't have the internet, we didn't have tablets, we didn't have iPhones, but we had Captain Crunch, and it was the iPhone of cereal. It was huge. It dominated our imagination. Ask any baby boomer. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. So it's interesting, this origin story of the power rotation. In a way, my watch videos on YouTube are like a similar power rotation. I would love my videos to be the free guy, the changed guy, the transformation guy. Oh, I found this one watch and it liberated me. And I sold most of my watches. I'm down to 2 watches. Look how free I am. And then you'll watch another video where, oh, I went up to 12 watches for variety and spiciness. And I'm getting a little anxious with my watch rotation anxieties. Oh, I'm down to 6. I'm down to 8. I'm down to 2. I'm down to 1. I'm up to 17. It's all, you know what, man? It's all the same video, just under the illusion of change. When you come to my channel, I think we're all just sitting down at the Captain Crunch bar, and we're wearing our tiki shirts, our Hawaiian shirts, and we're having a bowl of Captain Crunch. And we're having a different bowl of Captain Crunch every day. Sometimes it's with crunch berries, sometimes it's peanut butter, sometimes it's King Vitamin. But you know what? It's kind of the same bowl of cereal, isn't it? Different, but the same. But you know, that's how we bond. That's how we commiserate. That's how we manage, man. Because life is stressful. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of my theory, my origin story? I am a recovering baby boomer, so of course my point of view is biased. But I'd like to hear what you think. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm out.